Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we have episode 17 of the Reggie Bush Road to Glory. So today, we are continuing Reggie's junior year. This is the end of the regular season for Reggie. This is the last three games. He's going to go up against Arizona, UCLA, and Notre Dame. Now, in the last episode, we did suffer our first loss of the season against Utah, in Utah. So now we're trying to, maybe make a run for the BCS national title, but I think that's kind of out of our stretch right now, out of reach for a one-loss USC team. So we're thinking if we can just win these last two Pac-12 games, we can clinch an opportunity to go to the Pac-12 championship and even the Rose Bowl. So that is basically what our goal is right now. If we lose, it's going to take some luck for us to get in. I think Arizona's up there in the Pac-12 race. I think if they beat us, then they take the tiebreaker over us. We would both be a two-loss Pac-12 team in the Pac-12 South. But nonetheless, I'm going to talk about something a little bit different today. I'm going to be doing my top college football moments that I've witnessed. And I got this idea from Limited Liability, who did this for a Major League Baseball. He did his top Major League Baseball moments over in MLB 12 The Show gameplay. I'll put his link in the description. I'll put the link to the video in the description so you guys can check it out. So all credit for the idea for this goes to him. He's a good guy. He's a cool guy, so you should go check him out. It's cool. Anyway, so this is in no particular order. This is just gonna be the moments just kind of sporadically that are in my top 5, I guess. But I will say that the number one overall moment is gonna be the first one I talk about, and that is gonna be the 2005 Notre Dame versus Michigan game. Now, USC was, or not Notre Dame versus Michigan, Notre Dame versus USC game. Excuse me, guys. Now, USC entered that game on a 30-something game win streak. I had been, following them. That was basically right when I was getting into college football. Around 2004, the game happened in 2005, so it was kind of right at the beginning of my college football, fanhood. And what happened was USC was on a 30-game win streak or something. Oklahoma's the all-time record, I believe, at 44 games, I think. It's something in the 40, maybe it's 49. So, I was following USC the entire time, and that's when I really got into USC. You can see there I botched the touchdown on that fumble, but... it was a big point, and I think that was the first year Notre Dame had Charlie Weiss under it, and it was kind of the first year that Brady Quinn and Jeff Samardzija had evolved into elite players and kind of put Notre Dame back on the map. So they were wearing the green throwbacks. It was a great game. I believe the score was 31 to 28 or 31 to 20. I think it was 31 to 28. And, there was 40 seconds left, and USC has no timeouts. And they, it starts out with a huge completion to Dwayne Jarrett down the sideline that picked up 40 yards. And, eventually, I think it was Matt Leinart tries to run it in, gets hit, fumbles out of bounds. The ball's on the 1-yard line. The clock is still running because when the fumble goes out of bounds, the clock still runs, and he did not get a first down. So... he has to spike the ball really, really quickly right now. There's literally 1 second left on the clock. They're down by 3 points, and the clock's going to start right when the ref tells it to. There's 1 second left. Everybody's thinking, okay, they're going to spike the ball and really quickly and try to get a field goal, hope the play clock doesn't run off. And I'll always remember after Matt Leinart got hit, Tom Zbikowski was in the back saying, no way, game's over. And, half of Notre Dame rushed onto the field at that point. They had to get them all off. So Matt Leinart snaps the ball. Everybody thinks he's going to spike it. They're in a formation spike it, and he just sneaks it. And Reggie Bush, and this was an illegal move, which I will admit as a USC fan, but it was still, it was one of the greatest moments in football history, college football history. Reggie Bush comes in and pushes Matt Leinart. Matt Leinart just stopped. All right, USC streak is over at this point. Matt Leinart stopped. He can't go anywhere. And Reggie Bush comes from the backfield and pushes him over the Notre Dame defensive line. And USC scores. They go on to win. They obviously went on to lose the national championship against Texas, but it was one of the great games in college football history. It's definitely my top game, my top moment, my top anything for college football history. Now, another one is that I have two from last year, which I'm going to talk about because I think you guys can probably remember them more than ones for previous years. First off was the Michigan-Notre Dame game from last year. Michigan enters the fourth quarter down 24-7. This is the first game ever held under the lights at the Big House. Both teams are wearing throwbacks. It's great. It was a great game. And, Michigan's down 24-7. I'm a fan of pretty much both teams, so I can, I didn't really have too much rooting interest in it, although I thought maybe Michigan could do something special that year, and they obviously wanted to win the Sugar Bowl, so I was kind of rooting for them from that point of view. But basically, Denard Robinson leads this incredible comeback, and they go on top 28-24 with like 2.5 minutes left, I believe. So Tommy Rees, the new quarterback for Notre Dame, leads Notre Dame down the field on an incredible drive, puts Notre Dame on top 31-28 with like 50 seconds left, and it's like, oh, it's over, no chance now. And Denard Robinson, in 50 seconds, led Michigan down the field to score the game-winning touchdown. It was maybe the most chilling moment I've ever seen, because the difference between this moment and the USC-Notre Dame moment was the USC-Notre Dame moment happened. I jumped up from the couch screaming and yelling. But this moment, I was just like, I got like goosebumps when I was watching it. It was incredible. I don't think I've ever seen a game like that. It was just amazing. So, another game that stands out from last year is probably one that stands on everyone's list is the LSU-Alabama game. The first time around when it was held in Alabama, the 9-6 final. It wasn't the most interesting game to watch, but I remember just kind of sitting in my room that night, hanging out, and, I think I had some pizza with me or something. I was home alone that night, and I was just hanging out watching the game, and it was, the Alabama kicker missed like 3 field goals, and it was incredible. When the LSU guy, number 42, in the first overtime, whatever, ran and like down the left sideline and got into field goal range, I was like, that was incredible. That was one of the most heated rivalry games I've seen in a long time. I remember Marquise Mays returning the opening kickoff, and then, he gets smacked, but he gets right up in the guy's face, and it was a great game. It was incredible, and that's definitely a game that will always stand out to me. Now, another game is the Penn State-Michigan game from 2005. This was, similar to the Notre Dame and USC game. Penn State was a school at that point that had kind of been in the slumps recently. I think they came off of like a 4-7 or 4-8 year under Joe Paterno. He was probably going to get fired if he had another struggling season. And, Notre Dame came out that year, and they were fired. They had Michael Robinson and Paul Posluszny. It was a great team. And they went up against the Michigan team, which was similar to the USC team. They'd been a power for a couple years now. Chad Henne, Mike Hart, Mario Manningham. Who's the other guy? I can't remember who the other wide. LeVar. No, it's not LeVar Arrington. It's something Arrington, who I can't remember. LeVar Arrington's the linebacker on the Redskins. But, I don't remember too much from the entire game, but I do remember it was a 3:30 start time on ABC, which is like my favorite start time for a game. Because it's like, it's in the afternoon, it's not like night, it's still daytime out. Something about daytime football always gets me going. I love it. And, it was just incredible. What happened was, I can't remember what the exact final score was, but Chad Henne threw a game-winning touchdown with 1 second left on the clock to beat Penn State. I think the score might have been 35-31 again. I'm not really sure. But that game was just absolutely incredible. Just that throw by Chad Henne right to Manningham. Manningham, goes up and just kind of is like running along the, not the sideline, but like the wall that obviously barricades the fans from the field. And it's something it's another one of those moments that will always live in my mind, in infamy. And I will say shortly, not infamy, I will say quickly, another game I just thought of, actually, I didn't watch this one fully, I watched kind of the last 30 seconds of it really, was the Michigan-Ohio State game in 2006, which was number 1 versus number 2. My old basketball coach actually went to that game because he was a freshman at Michigan that year, and it was pretty cool. I just remember that game was great. I think the final score was 42-39, Ohio State winning, and I also enjoyed the 2007 BCS National Championship with Chris Leak leading Florida over the undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes. I really love Chris Leak. I thought he would have been good in the NFL, but turned out not to be. But he was great in that game, and they really bottled up Troy Smith. And I'm not really a Tebow or Florida fan, but I love Chris Leak, and yeah, so those are pretty much my moments. What I want to talk about this video. You see here, we're ranked 19th in the country after losing to UCLA. Looks like the Pac-12 championship is out of question right now. So what better way to come back and just knock off number 1 Notre Dame in the Coliseum? Like, why not? And that is exactly what we were doing. At this point, we're just running out the clock, and I'm going to spoil it for you guys. We do end up winning this game. But this video is coming to an end soon, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any favorite college football moments of yours, then leave them in the comment section below. I would be very interested to see what you guys think were the best college football moments of all time. And you guys have heard mine, so let's hear yours. I hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up the video if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more NCAA videos like these. Hope you guys enjoyed, and so I'm out. Peace.